Greetings and welcome to another Tomorrow's World webcast. My name is Wallace Smith. It's wonderful to be here. Some terrifying news, really, in terms of an indication of where our culture is going. I get a morning brief from Foreign Policy magazine every day, and it just gives you snippets of various international news and how things are turning in the world. And this one just really grabbed my attention. It came on Monday, June 6th. And the title was, French ultra-nationalist was planning deadly attacks in protest of migration policies. I'll just read a touch. It says, as a wave of xenophobic sentiment spreads across Europe amid the migration crisis, some nationalist extremists are seeking out violent means to achieve their goals. It speaks of this French citizen who was... had purchased 5 machine guns, 2 rocket-propelled grenades, and was planning on apparently attacking the Euro 2016 soccer or football championship. It says the Frenchman spoke negatively about his government's migration policies, the spread of Islam, and globalization. A spokesman for Ukrainian State Security Service said. He also said that he wanted to perpetrate acts of terror in protest. And there's a certain irony here. Essentially what you have is an anti-terrorist terrorist, someone who plans on perpetrating acts of terror to protest policies that perhaps he seems to see as increase the potential for terrorism. Is that really the kind of world that we're in now? If you don't see hints of a death spiral in news like this, then I would say you're not processing enough, that we need to consider these kinds of things. And they certainly tie to end-time prophecies. Even in the New Testament, in Romans chapter 1 and verse 30, in 2 Timothy chapter 3 and verse 3, the Apostle Paul warns us that the times to come before Jesus Christ returns are going to be characterized by violence and by brutality, about people abandoning their concern for their fellow neighbor, for their ideology, their selfish concerns, whatever they may be. And let me ask you as well to consider, look at the United States. Supposedly, the United States is one of the more advanced democracies in the world, setting the pace for the rest of the world in civil dialogue between our politicians. And what a mockery that has become. It may not always be in blows, which I'll get to in a second, but listen to the words now between our politicians. Right now, at least as I speak, the contest is between Mrs. Clinton and Mr. Trump, though who knows how things could go over the next few weeks. But listen to the rhetoric. It is getting so base. It is getting so loaded with violent implication, a spirit of violence to be sure. And we're seeing this now also in the actual supporters. It seems like a lot of people want to point at Mr. Trump's supporters for being kind of rough with others, but then I just saw a report not so long ago about Mrs. Clinton's supporters and anti-Trump supporters, if you will, throwing eggs and just really attacking others. Violence in that nature, it comes way too naturally for us, and it does spread. Really, when you look at all these things, what is the solution to all of this? Is it just some sort of political party being in power? Is it some sort of policy that we can put into place? I'm sorry, it's just not. We are actually going in a very natural direction for society, one towards increased brutality, towards increased violence. The only solution possible is a change in the human heart. It has to be of the Spirit if there's going to be a solution to any of these things. And so news like this that we see frankly every day, certainly of this anti-terrorist terrorist, should simply drive us to our knees all the more and pray that Jesus Christ will come soon and begin affecting the only real solution the world has as an option. Thank you very much for watching. I do hope you'll check out all of our resources at tomorrowsworld.org.